Okay, so this first question says, the importance of rituals in Hinduism. The importance of rituals in Hinduism. So, our rituals is just like the importance of alphabets in education. If you don't learn alphabets in beginning, what will happen to your education? You will be in trouble, isn't it? Huh?
Misspelling.
So many things, yeah. So our rituals are like those alphabets. We have to learn them and do them. Now, second thing. Once you learn alphabets in India and you come to America, you don't have to learn alphabets again, isn't it? That alphabets already you have learned. So it is possible that in one lifetime I did many rituals. Bhagavan Shri Krishna explains in chapter 6 that if I was in that environment and I was doing all of these things, and then from rituals I moved on to other things, in the next life I'm born in an environment where they're talking Vedanta and they're talking all of those things. So the rituals doesn't mean much to me, because I already went through that in some lifetime in the past. So the rituals don't mean much. So what is important is the Vedanta at a certain stage in your development. And that only you will know by what appeals to you. No? You have to think, these rituals, they don't appeal to me too much. I love to study Vedanta. Then you know that you have already gone through that in some. Like for example, now when we go to Mumbai, right? We don't do rituals, we do just a few little things are there. Many basic things. Whereas you go to some other sampradaya, some other organization, you go to that ashram, whole day they are doing ritual. So if in one lifetime you have already gone through all of that, then there's no need. And why are rituals there? Because it brings chitta shuddhi. Rituals are meant for chitta shuddhi, purity of mind. And everything in this world can only, see, if you eat an ounce of sugar, you can only get so many calories from that, isn't it? An ounce of sugar will only give so many calories. So rituals are capable of delivering only a certain amount of benefit. After that, if you don't do vichar, if you don't do swadhyaya, if you don't do japa, if you don't do all the other things, Vedanta vichar, then you will not move ahead. The rituals can do this much, but it can't do beyond that. You see? But important, just like the alphabet. Alphabet can make you say A for apple, but beyond that, you have to study something else.
Should one be disciplined when one does that?
Very much important. No, that whole thing is designed like that. No, you have to follow step by step, in a very disciplined manner.
But is that a good way to introduce it to children far away from our Indian culture, born up here? Do we introduce this to them with the rituals first? Is that?
Well, some amount of ritual, minimal ritual is good. But
like everyday art.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, but you must do that with explanation and all of that sort of thing. Eh? Children need to be. We need to explain to them. Please describe the difference between Atman and Jeeva. Atman and Jeeva. Today I was telling, there's Shuddha Chaitanya, there's Upahita Chaitanya, and there is Vishishta Chaitanya. This Upahita Chaitanya is called as Atman. This amount of Shuddha Chaitanya associated with the BMI, not identified with BMI, associated with BMI. It is called as Sakshi, it is called as Pratyag Atman, Antaratma, and it is called as Atma also. This is just a name. So it is nothing but Shuddha Chaitanya. The space inside the pot is the same space. I said no difference. So here it is called Atman, here it is called Paramatman. Shuddha Chaitanya. Different names. So no difference is there. Jeeva, of course, is Vishishta Chaitanya. The same Atman, which is now identified with BMI, thinking I am BMI. That is called Jeeva. As one grows older, the human body creaks and demands greater doses of maintenance. How much body identification is necessary, and what steps can be taken to break this identification to transcend the body? See, the body still remains our means of doing sadhana, you know. If you, like for example, now you're still listening to me through your air. Now suppose you get an air infection tomorrow. You cannot say, "Acha, theek hai, it is just body, you know, I detach from body." You need to take care of the air infection so that you can listen to more Vedanta, or take care of your eyes so that you can read Gita. We need, because the body is the means for doing sadhana. We can't just that doesn't mean to say, see, there's a difference. A man who uses his donkey, he uses his donkey to carry a load. I own the donkey. I am not the donkey. Even though my wife calls me a donkey. I own.
I'm the author of the question. And my wife is very happy that she could not be here.
Swami,
There's a clear distinction.
Sorry, but I'm convinced you are realized. Because without experiencing marriage, you know what marriage is about.
There's a clear difference between the owner of the donkey and the donkey, the being the donkey, isn't it? There are two different things. One is the owner and one is the thing. In the very same way, I can see that I am the owner of this body, let us say. I'm the owner of the body. So, I need not identify with the body. But that doesn't mean, see, I can take care of my donkey. I give water and food and everything to the donkey. But I never think I am that donkey.
In other words, you have to do your nitya karma, so this way you maintain yourself.
Yeah. Important thing. Yeah. Also, don't think, when we speak about body, right? Our only thing is that we are trying to develop vairagya, detachment from the body and all of that, right? And therefore, in order to develop that vairagya, we may use some harsh language, but we understand very clearly that the body is very important, and if we have to do sadhana, we need to protect the body to do that sadhana. We need not be identified with it. There's always mix-up like this in the mind. See, people ask, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna, don't have desire. Jai Shatru Mahabhav Kam Rupam Durasadam, and all he's telling, you kill this desire and this and that. So people ask, okay, if Arjuna kills desire, on what basis he will do actions? Because all actions are preceded by a desire. So we say, desire need not be the only basis for our actions. I can do actions which is based in what we call as dharma, isn't it? I want to protect dharma, I want to stand for dharma, I want to live for dharma, I want to propagate dharma, and based on that I do actions, isn't it? It need not be only I have some strong desire and based on that I am doing actions. So sometimes some simple things get mixed up like that. Here also this body thing.
But isn't it still a desire? It's still a kamana.
Right.
People say it's for good of the society or good of the world.
Correct.
But it's still a kamana. It's still a desire.
That is absolutely right. So we say, then you have to now start dividing your desires into different classes. Moksha is a desire also.
Yes.
Muktum ichhami. I want to be free. But those are special class of desires, right? That will get rid of other types of desires. That is true. Siddhi or accomplishments are like a blade of grass. Do we not need to have the self-confidence by having those accomplishments? I know humility is a good thing, but self-esteem and self-confidence is equally important. Please explain. It's a good question. See, I'll tell you what is taught to our children today in this Western world, right? And all of you would have been brought up in a British education system, so you would have done the same thing also. Your little son comes when they're little, they come. And they come with a paper like this. And they say, Mom, look what I drew. Huh? And nobody could recognize what he drew there. But that mom still has a duty to say, wow, beta, you drew that? Oh my God, that's so good. Good job. Do you say like that or not? Huh? And God knows what he drew. Even God doesn't know what he drew there. Huh? It's all false type of parenting that Western psychology has. That's why, to build his confidence and to build his self-esteem. It's a trashy education. We have never taught any such thing. Look here. The moment a child says that, look what I drew. The moment he says, here is an opportunity to make a saint out of that child. Wow, beta, how your hands were able to move on that paper to make those nice lines. Who gave that hand that power? Let us think, who gave your hand that power to make that thing? There are people in this world who have no hands. How your hands got the, and look how nicely you were able to. Who blessed your hands like that? Who made your hands? Who created that? So then what happens? Immediately, I turn his attention from his own ego to, you see? So we keep building his own self-esteem and his own self-confidence and all that sort of thing. And that is why people, at some point in their life, they face some crisis later on, because not everybody is going to succeed in everything. He may be the most immaculate doctor, engineer, whatever. But when he gets into a relationship there, something happens. Or get into something. He will not be successful in everything. And all his self-confidence, everything just. But if he is taught from the childhood, oh, there is a great, great divine power in this universe who has blessed you with so much of talent. And how your eyes were able to stay on that paper while you were drawing that thing. If we start doing that, what we do is we develop in him an appreciation for the greater power in the universe rather than an appreciation for his own capabilities, which one day will fail somewhere. It will fail in something, in some field. And that time he will be devastated. But if he develops this great appreciation for that divine power, later on, when he really becomes a spiritual being, he will not have to deal with a very strong ego also. Otherwise, this ego, when we build it, at some point it is very difficult to deal with. And that's why we have also in the world spiritual ego. Have you seen? We have spiritual ego also. So the ego can take on so many various forms. So yes, self-esteem and self-confidence and these type of things are there. We have to treat with them from a Hindu perspective, not from a Western perspective. In the West, they keep on building these things. And if you see all the discourse, it means all the different types of things in modern social media, and not only that, I don't know how many of you just now were following the Indian election, but you could see the height of the negativity that came out. And these are all Western things. Things that are not there, you make it up and you bash the other fellow. Isn't it? That is all because of this different psychology of raising children and building self-esteem and building egos and building. That is part of the whole education process in a Western perspective.
Would it be wrong to encourage them to put in, praise their effort, like, oh, this was wonderful, you took so much, to praise their effort? No. To praise their effort rather than, the actual result, would that be a wrong thing to do? Like, oh, that was so nice, it took so much time, trouble, along with the divine power you're describing. Or is that wrong?
It is still better in parenting to do whatever you can to turn his mind to the power that blessed him with the ability, and the power that blessed him with the energy, and the power that blessed him with the attention, and everything he used to do that thing. It's always better. There's a power that blessed him with all of those things. Best to turn his mind to that. This is about parenting in modern times, and it goes for an adult person also. The more we can stay away from, what they say? Blowing our own trumpet. Have you heard that? Blow your trumpet. We should think about how the Lord has also blessed us. How to control mind. Manas, that is one. Heaven and hell described in scriptures, real physical existence or virtual or just, what is that word? Metaphor. And then number 3. Can you see number 3 if you could read number 3?
Moksha or Mukti of Jeeva, similar to a Bhakta, attains Vaikuntha or Goloka.
Okay. So, how to control mind? This is first one. Huh? Today I was telling here that when you hold a hot tawa, you drop it. So there's one way, you just drop things from the mind, because the mind always goes from here to there based on some desire. The mind will not waver if there is no desire, and some subtler forms of desires and all goes everywhere. So we drop the desire. If I am unable to drop, then I do some thinking. That was the second thing I told, na? You think, right? Then these are what we call higher order methods of controlling mind. There are other simple things that we can do. Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharishi tells in his Upadesh Sara, you all have seen, you breathe and be aware of your breath. So keeping the mind on the breath, or you do japa. So these are things where you are taking alambana. Alambana means the breath becomes your support, Or the japa mala becomes your support. The mantra becomes your support. So you keep the mind in one place. And if you can use these, the mind will stay. And then finally we do a lot of thinking. Why did the mind go in the first place? The mind is perceiving some happiness over there. It perceives some joy there. So it's going here and there. Then you tell the mind what we are telling today. There is no joy over there. Joy is inside your own heart. That is re-educating the mind. So these things, they don't re-educate the mind, they discipline the mind. But this type of vichar re-educates the mind, because right now the mind is educated, convinced that there is happiness there. So re-education is required. Then it will not go again. When you do the breath, and when you finish, again it goes, because there is no re-education. It was just a restraining. See? It requires re-education. Then number 2, heaven and hell. Physical places. Heaven and hell. And in Hinduism, if you are Hindu, you are more lucky because we have more hells. All description of hells. And it fits very well into our Shastrik. You would have heard sentences and phrases and shlokas and all. There is Ananta Koti Brahmanda. Have you heard these words?
Yes.
Countless words. And it fits perfectly into our understanding of the nature of God also, because God is infinite in infinite regards. And now science is slowly coming to discover also. Every day you hear another astronomer coming up saying, oh, we found our Earth-like planet. Have you heard? They keep telling. So pretty soon they will find the aliens. They call them aliens. They will call us aliens. See, you just think even from an ordinary standpoint, forget Shastras, right? Our sun is one star among how many stars in the sky?
Millions.
Oh, countless. There is no counting, right? And if around our sun there is life, it will be the height of conceit to think that out there that there is no life. Eh? There are countless ananta koti brahmanda of different worlds, of different evolutionary levels and all sorts of things in this universe, indescribable. In the Virat Roop Darshan of Bhagavan Shri Krishna to Arjuna, and in Ramayana also, Bhagavan Ram gave to Kausalya and to Kak Bhushundi and all. If you see the descriptions of those in the Lord, they saw unimaginable things in that Lord. Unimaginable. So hell and heaven are just two other lokas, so different lokas. And not only hell and heaven, so many lokas are there. So many lokas. And therefore, when we leave this body, we could be born anywhere. This loka, that loka, any loka. I also told that there is no reason why Bhagavan cannot achieve two objectives with one action, isn't it? There is no reason why this thing can also not be metaphorical. Because in this world itself, where we are all living, everybody sees his own world, isn't it? He himself living in his own loka. And there are people here living in hell. And there are people here living in heaven. Right here on this earth, if you take it metaphorically like that. Huh? But in the Shastra, it's not metaphorical. It is actually there. And the last one is the Mukti, Moksha or Mukti of Jeeva, similar to Bhakti.
Vaikuntha Loka.
Right. So, if you see in Ramayana, for instance, Bharat goes there and he takes up some Ganga Jal like this and he pours into Ganga, Triveni, prayer. And that time he tells, Arthana dharma na kama ruchi, gati na chahu nirban. Nirban means nirvan. I don't want dharma, artha, kama and moksha. I don't want. He said, Janama janama rati Rama pada. Let me have birth after birth, but let me revel in the feet of Ram. So in the Bhakti tradition, the Bhaktas opt for taking birth so that they can come and worship the feet of the Lord. But for a person who is in Vedanta, we talk about Mukti, like a drop of water merging with the ocean. The drop of water is not lost, but it is irretrievable. Correct or not? It's not lost, it's there in the ocean, but irretrievable. So we talk about that type of Mukti in Vedanta, right? In the Bhakti Marg, they talk about 4 different types of Mukti. One is called a Salokya. You go to Vaikuntha where Bhagavan is there. So they call that as Mukti also. Then a Samipya. Not only you go to Vaikuntha, but you go close to Bhagavan also. Then Sarupya means Bhagavan has 4 arms, you also get 4 arms. Or whatever. It's like Sarupya, his Rupa. You also look like Vishnu Bhagavan. And the last is called a Sayujya. Means you merge with Bhagavan, like Shabari or like different. So, Bhaktas opt for different types of or different things. When we speak about Mukti, we speak about Sayujya. Sayujya means merging with the Absolute. We don't speak, or if you want to say that also, we speak about realization of the self and not taking any rebirth. In the Bhakti Marg, they have more choices. We don't opt for those choices. Because always trouble will be there. Whenever duality is there, trouble will always be there. So you see, if you look at the Puranas and all, you will see. Among the Bhaktas, Nasi Bharat. Bharat himself is telling that I don't want to have mukti, I want janama janam. Right? But see what torment Bharat life has. Every moment sorrow. Right? So we say, no, I don't want that. Bharat said, I don't mind having the sorrow for Ram. If I have sorrow, like Kunti, let me always have sorrow so I remember Krishna. You see? So bhaktas opt for that. They opt for those type of things. We say, well, that trouble is possible there also. Sorrow is possible there, so we don't want. Like that. Huh? There are different types of mukti.
So when, according to Vedanta, when a soul or Atman merges with Brahman, does it still has an identity, or it is merged completely and there is no more identity of the soul?
No identity. That's why just now I told you drop of water and the ocean.
Right.
Once a drop of water merges with the ocean, there is no such thing as any identity left. Dropness dissolves totally. Irretrievable. Yeah. This is mukti.
But when you go to different lokas,
That's different.
metaphorically or is it physically?
Physically. There you retain everything about yourself. There you retain.
The Rakshas will be beating me up if I done bad things.
You can go home for that.
That's not a metaphorical description.
No, that's a real thing. You walk down Bronx here, then you will see. Anyway, go to Chicago.
I have one more question. So some of the saints say that asking for moksha is a kaitava, or it is not something which is desirable. It is better not to go, because once you merge with them, you don't have a choice of meet the God and do leela with him or do play with him, just like what you say.
Right.
Is that true, or this is just metaphorical?
No, see, the idea is whatever you see in front of you, right? All of this. And also the incarnations, the avatars, and all of that is manifestation of the glory of Bhagwan. So Bhakti Marg likes to live in that glory of Bhagwan. So if you opt for mukti, then you will not be able, there will be no individual left to revel in the glory of God. So they say it for that reason. So then you still have a choice. Either you remain as a bhakta and you opt for this and revel in his glory, which will have positive and negative, and you will have to live with that. Or you say, well, I go beyond both positive and negative. So that is a choice left to us. There is no other way to experience the glory of the Lord except through a birth or some manifestation of some sort. Then we can experience the glory of God. And it is a wonderful, the glory of the Lord is infinite, the glory. So that also has its own good plus things. BMI is jada, I said this morning. When Chaitanya is infused, creates consciousness, subject to three gunas. Please explain three gunas in relation to existence or creation. Is meditation a vehicle to move from Vishishta Chaitanya Bhav to Sakshi Bhav? Okay, so first one is, please explain the three gunas in relation to existence or creation. In the world in front of us, everything has these three aspects. Now listen to these three aspects. One is, all things has some degree of inertia. No? So if I put it there, when I come back tomorrow, it will stay there, right? That is because it will go. Then we can also put force. Everything in the universe is also in motion. Like all the atoms, electrons and all they're going or not? For my lightning speed. In fact, even if you put it down here, it is moving in 5 directions right now. It is on the earth, and the earth is tilting. That is one direction. The earth is rotating on its own axis. That is another direction. Then the earth is going around the sun. That is another direction. Then the earth and the sun, and our 9 planets and sun, that belongs to another Milky Way. That also is going. So, and then its individual electrons are. So right there, 5 different movements. Though when you look at it, it looks as though it is not moving. But there are 5 types of movements you can point out from a very ordinary standpoint. 5 movements you can point out just simply. So while there is an inertia, at the same time, there is so much of action happening, so much of movement happening. Movement in the universe is the Rajasic guna. All activity and movement is the Rajasic guna. And all inertia is the Tamasic guna. See this thing, when I came, I put it there, it's still there. It didn't go away, thank God. So that is inertia. And we count on it. I count on this inertia. I count, maybe when I put it there, I count on it being there. So this is second, first inertia, second movement. Everything has also movement, though it appears to be stationary. So now, inertia and the activity, movement, action, right? That is Rajas. Last one. The action and the movement and all the activity in the universe is not a chaotic, unpredictable, haphazard action. It is a very neat, predictable, following laws, intelligent activity. Every activity is like that. Intelligent activity. If you can get the variables, you will be able to calculate every single thing. That intelligent movement, intelligent patterns, and intelligent behavior of the universe, that intelligence is the sattvic guna in manifestation. And all 3 are required, because suppose it was not intelligent, what would have happened? Oh, chaos. Yeah. Chaos would have been there. So all the 3 gunas are there at the same time, manifesting in these 3 various waves. And so the whole universe is proceeding, because all 3 are holding to their rules and their laws. The blood brings nutrients to the cells, but the cells stay put. Suppose the blood brings nutrients, the cell absent. The cell is following inertia. I stay there, I wait for the nutrients to come. So he's following that inertia principle in the Rajas and Tamas. And the blood is Rajas coming, bringing, whole day, up, down. But it is following an intelligence. The blood is also, what a wonderful thing, how these red blood cells go and pick up oxygen from the lung and bring it. If it did not do, there's an intelligence. So like that, the whole universe governed by these 3, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. These are manifestations. These are some of the manifestations of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. So that is the first question. And the whole manifested universe is full of it. Is meditation a vehicle to move from Vishishta Chaitanya to correcting? Meditation is the means to move from Vishishta Chaitanya to, of course, before meditation you must also have study, right? Shravanam, Mananam, then Nididhyasanam. If you did not do Shravanam and Nididhyasanam, forget about meditation. That's why many places I go, people say take meditation. I say no. The first you do some good Shravanam and some good Mananam, meditation becomes easy. Otherwise, you have not done, the moment you sit there, you'll see. I haven't asked Shubhaniji, but I know it has happened. The moment she starts her meditation class in the morning, everybody. The body starts moving everywhere. You cannot pay any attention to Brahman when your leg is. The moment that happens and you keep moving some part of your body, you forgot Brahman long ago.
It didn't happen this morning though. He made sure it didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
So yes, otherwise, but this morning it was excellent.
Mm.
The donkey was in control.
Yes, so meditation is required to move from that. If you have not done that, yeah.
Our culture is so much rich, so much spirituality, everything comes in. Why our, like, that doesn't reflect in our country? Why it does not reflect as a country that, morality and all the things levels are so low than the other countries who probably don't have this spirituality, this kind of knowledge doesn't have it. Why
Yeah,
this
good question.
discrepancy happens?
Well, you also have to remember there are cosmic laws and rules, right? Cosmic law is the universe. I told today also the universe is made up of positive and negative. But the universe also has, if you look, in 1600, on the year 1600, the GDP of China and India put together was more than the entire rest of the world. Right? So economically mean they were there. And today they are down there. So whether it is economics, spirituality, education, whatever sector you can think about, the nature of the universe is like an alternating current. It goes up and goes down. In nature proceeds like that in all fields. Power, military power, it shifted to the United States only in the 19th century, 20th century, beginning of the 20th century. Before that it was in Europe and the other places, military power. So that also, and here it will shift again. So it goes up and then it will go down. The same thing for spirituality now. Nations go up in spirituality and then they go down, and then again they go up and go down, and it shifts everywhere. So we are in one of those periods of the down, but you can't do anything about that. That is the way Prakriti operates. Prakriti operates like that. So what you do, you just, you can't sit and wait also, because you don't know when it will come back up, right? So you just take care of your spirituality. Everybody has to take care of his own spirituality. But that is the nature of the universe. The universe has stars are being destroyed everywhere in the sky, and new stars are coming. That is how it goes. Can you explain the Big Bang theory from Vedanta standpoint? Recently, science is also saying there was no Big Bang. Latest research and all is telling there was no Big Bang. They're all something you come up with. I'll tell you. I heard a very nice story. Somebody was telling that Lord Shiva was there, and he sat down like this, and a thought came to him. And he went there and he drank some bhang and then came here. And after drinking that bhang and sitting there, he started manifesting the whole world. And that is called the Big Bang theory. Now, see, the Big Bang theory for us is a very simple thing. The world goes into pralay. What is the meaning of pralay? It has pralay and srishti, these two words, right? And you have to be very, very careful about these words. In regard to these words, there is also Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. And what Max Muller did was translate these words into so many wrong English words. And now we ourselves are using those English words. So the idea in Hinduism is there is no such thing as creation or destruction. But we call Brahmaji the creator, and we call Lord Shiva the destroyer. Those words we use, na? But in Hinduism, there is no such thing as creation and destruction. There is manifestation, and there is what we call as pralay or demanifestation. Something goes from a state of unmanifest, where it is not seen. That doesn't mean say it doesn't exist. It is there, but it is in a state of unmanifest, like a mango tree inside of a mango seed. Undeniably, there is a tree inside of that seed, isn't it? But it is called as unmanifest. So things come from that unmanifest state into a manifest state, stays for a while, and then again becomes unmanifest. So that process is overseen by Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. When it has gone into unmanifest, that is like our black hole, because there's black hole is pure ignorance. That's like when you go to sleep in the night. It's just very much like when we go to sleep. There is ignorance of the existence of everything. So when the universe goes into pralay like that, Brahmaji at that time sleeps. So there's total dissolution of the universe. And then when Brahmaji wakes up, again everything starts manifesting. So that is like Big Bang. Waking up is like Big Bang. That is what we will consider as well. That Big Bang theory, not that things were created. For us, there is no such thing as created. Srishti word doesn't mean create. No, see, that's the thing. I told you now, Max Muller translated that word as creation. Because he came from a Christian background, and in that culture, at one time God was there and there was nothing. And maybe he became lonely or something, and he said, let me make some friends, something.
Let me make some bhang first.
But we do not hold that thing that there was nothing before and then he started create. What happened there? That Srishti word in Sanskrit, please see this, very important. You have to start correcting your vocabulary, otherwise you'll transfer it to your children and grandchildren, and we'll keep doing this. Sruj dhatu in Sanskrit means to usher. Sruj means to usher, like you have a tank of water over there, you put a hose and you usher the water into your garden. You don't create water. You move from one place to another, or one state to another. So move from a state of unmanifest to state of manifest. That is Sruj dhatu in Sanskrit. That is the meaning. But they did not have that in that culture. So when he comes now to India and he sees this word, Srishti, Srijati, Sruj, he will only translate that based on what concept he has in his head. There is a concept of moving from unmanifest to manifest. That concept is absent. He said, no, that is creation. Srishti word doesn't mean creation. To create.
So that's where the Brahma is manifester and the Shiva
correct.
demanifester.
Correct.
Because they are defined as Srishti, Sthiti, Samhar.
Yes.
But then Brahma himself is recreated, right? Because they say that every time a new Brahma, when Pralaya takes place, then the new Brahma takes over for the next cycle.
No, that's at the end of one Brahmaji 100 years. Then a new Brahmaji takes over. Yes. So Brahmaji also goes into, when you go to sleep in the night, you don't know where you are. You also, your BMI also, isn't it? Next day you.
But that's not the same thing as pralay. Pralay is the same thing as a...
Same thing. That is pralay. You have an individual pralay every day.
We have that without sleeping also, Swami.
Alright, there's one more, let me see. There are many falls one experiences while attempting to live a dharmic mana. How do you get used to failing? How can you mostly most effectively get back on the path and learn from one's mistake? How does one forgive oneself for failing? That's a very nice question. See, when we say how, suppose I am walking here and I fall down there. How do you get up? You just get up, isn't it? Means nobody has to come and teach how to get up. You know how to get up. When we have made mistakes and we have done things that we're not supposed to do and this and that, you just tell yourself, look, past is past. Nobody has access to past. Nobody has access to past. You only have access to present, now. Right? So, whatever is gone is gone. No, even Bhagavan does not go back to past. What is here now is now, and therefore I get up and I move ahead. And let us say I did 1, 2, 3 wrong actions in past. Okay. Now I have a choice. Either I keep sulking about that, or I start doing 1, 2, 3 good actions. That's my choice. The only choice I have is these 2 things, isn't it? I keep sulking about that thing. Or I said, okay, I did 3 wrong actions, now I'll do 3 right actions. And that is available. So I get up and I do this thing. And you please see, accept if I have done something wrong in the past, actions have consequences, and I am brave enough and fair enough that when the consequences come, I am ready to face them. But that's only fairness. Why should everybody else face the consequences and I should not face? If they did and they are facing consequences, this is what's going on in this world. Why should I ask, Prabhu, please don't let me face? Third thing, when we face consequences for actions which we have done in the past, those negative consequences which come to us, that doesn't bring us down. We evolve through that. I'll tell you something, you know. Kabir Das ji has written very nicely, Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, Sukh mein kare na koi. Nobody remembers God when he has joy. He only remembers God when he has sorrow. And through that sorrow, we evolve. No human being evolves through joy. All evolution, even in nature, biological organisms, everything, they evolve only through stress in the environment. Correct or not? We also evolve. When those negative consequences come, they will help us to evolve. You don't worry about it. In fact, you should be glad. Let them come faster. I will evolve through that. You say, I'm going to face it and I'm going to see how I'm going to evolve. Meanwhile, that is gone. That will take care of itself. Now let me take care of what is in front of me. The one question was there, what is it? Satsangatve nisangatve nirmohatvam. I was just comparing. There's some small comparison. No? Bhagavan tells in 2nd chapter of Gita how the person falls. Buddhinashat pranashyati, destroys himself. But Bhagavan Shankaracharya in one verse in Bhaja Govindam tells how he goes up. He says first satsangatve nisangatvam. From satsang a person develops detachment. By attending satsang regularly, we develop detachment. Nisangatva nirmohatva. When detachment comes to us, when we develop detachment, all attachment go, that person becomes settled, calm, peaceful. Pure mind, chitta shuddhi comes. Nischalatatve Jeevan Mukti. From that calmness of the mind, see, Jeevan Mukti is nothing but pure Shanti, peace. So he tells, first you start with satsang. By that satsang, all detachment will come, attachments will go away. So he just gives a ladder of ascent. In Gita, a ladder of descent.
It's also basically acceptance of the results. Your actions could be just as sound and the effort you put in is just as honest and pure, but the results could vary significantly. So it gives you the ability to accept the result as God's.
Which one?
In any actions that you perform for
Yeah.
whatever expectations you may have, you say results are always.
Yeah, we call it prasada buddhi.
Yeah, exactly.
We call it a prasada buddhi. Alright, two things quickly I will tell now. One is, now in Pittsburgh, we are having our Mahasamadhi camp at the end of July. See, every year, the people from different centers come there to Mahasamadhi camp. Now, it means the biggest number in Pittsburgh will be from Pittsburgh, isn't it? Then people from San Diego will come, people from Trinidad will come, people from everywhere will come. Toronto and all. Every year, people from Trinidad beat everybody else. Because we have the biggest number, biggest showing in these camps. Right? Last year, from Trinidad alone, 16 people came. Other centers will have 10, 12, 5, whatever. This year, I want to see if New York can beat Trinidad. Why don't you all take 5 days and come there?
When is it exactly?
It starts on the 29th of July and ends on the 3rd of August. 29th of July ends on the 3rd of August. Now what will happen there? Yes, July. There, we will have 3 classes per day. Our international head of Chinmaya Mission, Swami Swarupananji, will take 1 class on Bhagavatam, Krishna Leela. Swami Shantananji will take 1 class on Bhagavad Gita, and then I will take 1 class on Ramayana. Then we will have all other things going on besides these classes. Many other things to join. And then you get to meet Chinmaya Mission families from all over the world. People come actually from everywhere. It's a big group and so many activities and a wonderful experience for you. I think you should try and make this. How you will know what is going on? Somehow you have to know. Look how many of you are here. What it is to beat Trinidad.
We want you to win, I guess.
That's why you're not coming, huh? Yeah. So already from Trinidad, a big group is ready to. Everybody registered and heading out to Pittsburgh. So please do. And for you, let me tell you, for you it is going to be much cheaper also, because you can take a road trip and drive. From Trinidad, you have to fly, and there's no direct flight to Pittsburgh. So you will have to come to one of these cities and then fly there. So try. It will be nice to see so many of you there. Okay. So this is about that. Then Narendraji also asked me to speak a little bit about the school in Trinidad. We have on the island 7 locations of our school. The school runs from kindergarten to grade 10 at this moment. At grade 10, there is a Caribbean exam. The whole Caribbean writes 1 exam. From day 1, the school has been getting 100% passes in that Caribbean exam every year. There is grade 11 and 12, but we don't have it in our school. Now we are under construction. We are building a new campus, and so we will go up till 12. But the school has been doing exceptionally well. At the end of last year and beginning of this year, the Ministry of Education has been trying to set up a meeting with me to find out how the school is doing so well. It is simply because we have merged secular education with spiritual education. We have merged those 2 things. Every single day, first class in the morning, students will come. There will be what we call as religious instruction, but that has several elements. They will sing bhajans, one child will give a talk, some message from scriptures, they will have a little bit of quiet time, meditation time, like that. And before every class, everybody will stand. Every class. Once a teacher walks in, everybody will stand. They will chant Gayatri Mantra 3 times. Then, throughout the day, there will be secular classes as well as spiritual classes. Sanskrit is mandatory from kindergarten till grade 10. It's the only school in the Western Hemisphere where Sanskrit is mandatory. And the whole Bal Vihar program, what you call the Bal Vihar program, that whole Bal Vihar program is taught in that school. So the children get exposed to the entire program. Plus we have something called Chinmaya Vision program. Hindu religion and culture. All of these things are taught as part of the curriculum. So some years ago, the Minister of Education, Minister himself, told me, you please write an application. Ministry of Education will pay the teachers. Ministry will pay the teachers. So that cost burden will be off our shoulders. I never wrote. We opted not to take any money from the government because the moment they put a foothold inside of there, the whole thing will collapse. So we have not taken a cent from the government.
You should go to India and teach them the same thing.
Also, the education system in Trinidad has suffered all the problems like India.
I was there around 15 years ago. I was hearing just the opposite.
Yeah.
I was there for the cricket match. I met a lot of Indian, Trinidadians, and they were complaining at that time.
Yes.
But what I'm hearing is really very positive.
What we call the extra lessons or the tuition in Trinidad is a big multi-million-dollar side kind of thing.
India,
Yeah. Same thing, yes. So we have eliminated, no child is allowed by rule to take extra lessons in our school. If any child is caught taking extra lessons, they are suspended. It is not allowed because that reflects badly on us. The syllabus is finished in grade 9. In the public schools, they cannot finish the syllabus even in grade 10. So the teacher finishes the syllabus at home. And then they pay there to finish. Here in grade 9 we finish the syllabus. Grade 10 is only revision. So it has become...
How big are your classes?
Sorry?
How big is the class, each classroom?
Maximum we allow is 30. 30.
And one section or more than one section?
More than one section.
More than.
Even in kindergarten classes, 30?
In kindergarten classes, yes, we don't exceed 30. But for that size of class in a kindergarten, we have 2 teachers. We don't, not one teacher for that size. In kindergarten is different.
30 is too much.
Yeah, correct.
What's the US number here?
20, 25.
Yeah, but then
Pre-K is 18. Pre-K is mandatory now in New York. Not mandatory, everyone's sending 3Ks, they call it. 3Ks.
Right.
They are doing a lot. 4Ks they've done pre-K and now 3K, 3-year.
Yeah.
They are opening up more schools in New York.
It has become an exemplary school in Trinidad. So right now as we speak, we just wanted to move the school out of the ashram and take it across the street. So we started a $5 million construction project. So I was seeing pictures, just columns and everything going up now for that school there. We will take it from the present capacity, which is 200 at the high school level, 200 inside the ashram. That will be 800 across the street. That will be the capacity.
Is it true that the government of India is funding quite a bit of it?
No, government of India not.
That's my, I heard a long time.
No, not 1 cent of it.
Not one.
Then that funding comes from there in Trinidad itself, or like when I'm traveling now here, some people like it. Some people are passionate about education, So people like to help those type of things. But that the government of India is not. Government of India for the first time last year through the Indian High Commission gave Chinmaya Mission, not the school.
No, right.
Chinmaya Mission about 20,000 TT dollars, which is about 3,000 US dollars, $5 million, and that is for mission programs. Like when we have Diwali Utsav or when we have those type of things, they give for that. That is not for school and all.
So all the schooling costs,
Cultural things.
all the schooling costs is through not-for-profit NGO type entities for your schooling in Trinidad.
Our school? No. The school system in Trinidad is public schools. Government funds everything. So there are few private schools, of which one is Chinmaya Mission School, and the private schools in Trinidad, they don't do so well like our school. So our school now is a high item. People want to get there. There's a waiting list.
So you charge a fees?
We charge a fees, and that too much less than the other the private schools. Yes.
Are you getting any opposition from the local community?
No. Very harmonious and very nice. People support, and
But are you opening a boarding or is it still day school?
it is day school. We have been considering boarding, but not for local students.
Okay.
We have minimal boarding right now because we have students from Guyana and Jamaica. We have had students from here. We have had students from India. So for those, we provide boarding. If they're coming from abroad, we provide boarding.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
And it's a little redundant in a way. We say we pay our dues in this life only. On the other hand, we talk about carry our karma. With the soul is an energy. It takes rebirth to the next life. How do we explain that?
No. The first statement is not correct. That we pay our dues in this life only, that statement is not correct. The second part of it only is correct.
Yeah, that we understand. But this is people talk.
No.
What do you do? This your deeds over here.
No. See, our karma, all how many lifetimes we have lived, countless lifetimes, right? All our karma is in a big storehouse of karma in our psyche, in our subconscious. That thing is called as sanchita karma. But in this lifetime, I will only express or go through or experience a small package of that big storehouse of karma. That is like you go to Europe for a vacation and you take $5,000. When your $5,000 is over, you come back home. So from our storehouse of karma, we come with a small package that is called a prarabdha karma. And in this lifetime, we expend that package. Huh? Yeah.
So as a follow-up of that karma, because our sanchit karma is infinite, I guess.
Infinite.
So how does one attain mukti in this life? When you just said in the morning,
Yeah.
we should be able to attain mukti in this life when our sanchit karma are so many infinite karmas.
Yes. You see, you do mathematics in school, but we do karma mathematics. I'll tell you what. See, while I am here going through that package, which is called a prarabdha karma, right? While I'm here and I'm going through that, I cannot do anything about it. It means to say, if that prarabdha karma says this body will drop at 80 years old or 70 years old, it will go till that, no matter what I do. It will go till that time only. In that time, I'm experiencing the results of prarabdha karma, but I also have the opportunity to respond to things in a certain way, and I have the opportunity to do sadhana, study scriptures, go to satsang. Those opportunities I have. If I use that in this lifetime and I get mukti, Jeevan mukti, while living here I get mukti, that entire sanchita karma gets burnt away like ashes, to ashes in a moment. But you have to get mukti while here. So the only karma I cannot interfere with is prarabdha karma. Suppose I get mukti at 50 and I have to live till 80. I will live till 80. I can't do anything about prarabdha karma. But once I get mukti at 50, all sanchita karma gets burnt away. It is, Bhagwan Shankaracharya described it like roasted seeds. When you roast corn seeds, then they don't grow anymore. But if you don't roast it, and you put it in the ground new, yes. So the sanchita karma gets burnt like that. Mukti burns sanchita karma to ashes. It doesn't touch prarabdha karma. Because prarabdha karma is related to this BMI. It goes till the end. Very good. Okay. So, many of you have come to Trinidad already. Some have not come. You come. But.
Question. I was there, Mahasamadhi camp. I also came years back, and they tell you teach in the school.
Right.
It was my one wish to see you in the classroom, sit in the classroom.
Where in Trinidad?
Yeah.
Oh, you did not see me teaching.
No, I did tell some of them, but there was a very packed thing.
Oh.
But, I know, I believe that you do teach in that school. You take some class sometimes.
Now and then, yes, I do.
Yes.
When I am in Trinidad, I do take some classes. And I like the primary school, the little ones.
Yes.
So in mornings, I'll sit like this and I tell all of them, come and sit like that. And then I'll, yes.
I'll have to come back for that.
Yeah.
Because I came back for the Diwali thing. People told me that's so great, you must come and see during Diwali. So we
Yeah.
happened to come
Oh,
during that time.
right.
We were lucky.
Yes.
During that time.
Yes.
To come there, but now I have to come for that.
Please come.
Is the pizza oven still operational?
Fully 100%.
Just asking.
Yes.
Vasanas.
Yeah.
Gulab jamun are better than pizza.
Swamiji's tea.
masala tea.
Yeah. You have to come to try my chai.
And the pizza.
And pizza, yeah.
And the gulab jamun.
Pizza is made from a brick oven with firewood.
It's amazing.
So that flavor comes into that pizza, you know. That, smoke flavor. All right. But better yet, it will be better if I see you in Mahasamadhi camp.
Are you making pizza there also?
Okay. Then I will see you now at next session, 7 o'clock. Yes. Now it is 20 to 5. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.